Welcome to the Live Wisely Stoicism channel, your go-to place for Stoic wisdom. Here, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you'll find powerful and practical reflections to transform your life and achieve serenity amidst chaos. If you want to live with more purpose and clarity, hit the like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear this message, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content. Let's embark on this journey of self-discovery and growth together. How can we truly stand out in such a competitive world? Many believe it's all about working harder, earning more money, or expanding connections. While these actions can indeed contribute to success, the true advantage lies in something much deeper: mindset. And we're not talking about just any mindset, but one that has been tested and refined over centuries, derived from Stoic wisdom. In this video, we're going to explore 8 Stoic methods that will put you ahead of 98% of people. These methods are not quick fixes or superficial tricks, but rather fundamental principles that, when adopted and practiced, have the power to profoundly transform your life. Each of these methods is based on a unique perspective on life, the mind, and the world around us. They can change how you think, act, and ultimately how you live. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you that if you enjoy videos like this, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any content. The wisdom contained in some of these methods may illuminate areas of your life that have remained unclear until now. Now, let's begin. Stoic method number 1. Practice objective perception. The first Stoic method we're going to explore is the practice of objective perception, a technique that helps you see things more clearly, less influenced by emotions. The philosopher Emperor Marcus Aurelius said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This concept is crucial for understanding how the Stoics faced life's challenges. To them, perception is not just what you see or feel at a given moment, but how you interpret and judge what is happening. Imagine you find yourself in a difficult situation, like a heated argument with a coworker. Your immediate reaction might be to feel attacked, frustrated, or angry. However, this is where objective perception comes into play. Instead of letting your emotions take over, the Stoics suggest stepping back, observing the situation more calmly and rationally, and asking yourself, what's really happening here? What are the bare facts, without emotional embellishment? This method is based on a simple yet powerful truth. Often what we perceive is not objective reality, but rather a version distorted by our emotions, biases, or past experiences. Practicing objective perception means training your mind to see things as they truly are, without adding an emotional layer that clouds your judgment. For example, someone criticizes you. Instead of reacting instantly with defensiveness or anger, objective perception invites you to calmly analyze the criticism. Ask yourself, is this criticism valid? What can I learn from it? If it isn't valid, simply let it go, as it has no power over you unless you give it power. This approach not only helps you stay calm but also allows you to make clearer and more effective decisions. Now, how can you practice objective perception in everyday life? Here's a trick the Stoics often used. Imagine that you are an outside observer of your own life, as if you were watching the situation unfold in a movie. This mental exercise creates space between the event and your emotional reaction, allowing time and clarity to respond more effectively. In practice, this puts you ahead of 98% of people, who tend to react impulsively, based on their first impressions or emotions. Objective perception allows you to see things as they are, not as they make you feel. This is a true superpower in a world where everyone seems to be in a constant state of reactivity. Remember, the key is clarity. The more you practice seeing things objectively, the easier it becomes to make decisions that are not only rational but also benefit you in the long run. So the next time you face a challenge or conflict, take a moment, take a deep breath, and observe the situation as a spectator. You'll be surprised at how this simple practice can completely change your perspective, and over time, put you one step ahead of most people. Number 2. Let go of the need for approval. The second Stoic method is one of the most liberating, and its application is crucial in a world where the opinions of others seem to hold so much weight. Learning to let go of the constant need for external validation is a true superpower. Epictetus summed this idea up well by saying, "If someone says something that displeases you, remember they did not insult you, they merely said something. What affects you is how you choose to interpret it." This Stoic lesson teaches us that true freedom does not come from pleasing others, but from being true to our own values and principles, regardless of what others think. Think for a moment, how many decisions do you make daily influenced by what you believe others expect from you? From the clothes you choose to the opinions you express, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeking external approval. However, here's the truth: you will never be able to please everyone. As long as you keep chasing others' validation, you'll remain trapped in an invisible prison, where your actions are dictated not by what is right for you, but by what others deem acceptable. The Stoics understood that living based on the need for approval is living at the mercy of others' whims. Most people spend an incredible amount of energy worrying about what others think, adjusting their behavior to avoid disapproval. But the Stoics knew that others' opinions are something we cannot control, and therefore, we should not concern ourselves with them. Letting go of this need does not mean being indifferent or arrogant. It actually means recognizing that your worth does not depend on what others think of you. When you internalize this, you free yourself from the chains of public opinion and can act authentically. This authenticity not only makes you more genuine, but also gives you an advantage over most people who are constantly worried about pleasing others. A practical way to apply this method is to remember that most people are so preoccupied with their own lives that they rarely concern themselves with you. What often seems like harsh judgment is, in reality, a fleeting thought that will have no lasting impact. Understanding this allows you to ease the pressure and act according to your own values instead of constantly seeking external approval. Another useful Stoic mental exercise is the practice of indifference. When you feel that someone's opinion is affecting you, ask yourself, is this person a model of wisdom and virtue to me? Are their judgments really important? In most cases, you'll realize the answer is no. Once you stop giving so much importance to these judgments, you'll feel lighter, freer, and more able to make decisions that truly reflect who you are. By letting go of the need for approval, you develop an inner power that most people never achieve. You begin to live according to your principles, not to please a fickle crowd. On this path, you will inevitably stand out from the majority, as true strength lies not in pleasing everyone but in being true to yourself. Number 3. Stay calm in the storm. The third Stoic method that will put you one step ahead of 98% of people is maintaining inner peace during crises. Although challenging, this principle is incredibly powerful. Keeping calm in turbulent moments was seen by the Stoics as essential for a balanced life. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This phrase reminds us of the importance of humility and an open mind, but it also suggests that, to learn how to stay calm, we must accept that we cannot control everything. Imagine a stressful situation. You're in the middle of a crisis at work, the pressure to meet deadlines is intense, and everything seems out of control. The typical reaction would be to panic, stress out, or even act impulsively. However, the Stoics teach us that the key to handling these situations is not to try and control the external chaos, but rather to maintain internal calm. When you manage to stay calm in the midst of a storm, you gain an advantage over most people, who tend to succumb to panic and stress. This Stoic calm is not a cold indifference but a quiet confidence that comes from knowing that, while you cannot control what happens around you, you can always control how you respond to it. This mindset allows you to make clearer and more rational decisions, putting you in a position of leadership in both your personal and professional life. But how do you achieve this calm in practice? The Stoics suggested several techniques, one of the most effective being mindful breathing. In moments of high tension, a simple deep breathing exercise can help calm your nervous system and regain control of your thoughts. By focusing on your breath, you create a mental space that allows you to think clearly and respond more effectively, avoiding impulsive reactions. Maintaining calm during life storms not only strengthens your resilience but also puts you in a position of distinction compared to most, who are constantly at the mercy of their emotions. As a result, you become an example of strength and balance, a true leader amidst the chaos. When you breathe calmly and steadily, you send a direct signal to your brain that there is no imminent threat. This allows you to react from a state of clarity instead of being guided by fear or anger. A powerful technique associated with this practice is emotional detachment. This detachment does not mean becoming indifferent to what happens around you, but rather avoiding emotional involvement with things that are beyond your control. For example, if someone insults or unfairly criticizes you, instead of letting it deeply affect you, you can practice the ability to observe the situation with a posture of detachment. Tell yourself, "This does not define me. I do not need to react." This practice gives you incredible inner power, as it allows you to choose your battles and maintain your focus on what truly matters. Calmness can also be cultivated through perspective. Marcus Aurelius taught that the world is change, and life is opinion, meaning that most situations that seem catastrophic at the moment are, in reality, temporary. When facing a crisis, ask yourself, Will this matter in a year? In 5 years? This simple yet profound reflection can help put things into perspective and maintain serenity, even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. In a world where most people react to stress with anxiety or despair, staying calm during life storms puts you at an advantage. While others lose control, you remain centered, confident, and capable of finding solutions. This serenity is what will allow you to overcome challenges that others would deem impossible and give you an edge in any competitive situation. Developing this skill is not only valuable in times of crisis, but also in everyday life. The ability to remain calm allows you to enjoy life more fully, as you are not constantly at the mercy of your emotions or external circumstances. As you practice this calm regularly, your life will become more balanced, focused, and fulfilling. Number 4. Live according to your principles. The fourth Stoic method that will put you ahead of 98% of people is living according to your principles. This concept is the core of Stoicism, as it involves acting always in alignment with what you believe, regardless of external circumstances or momentary pressures. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "Do what is right, not what seems convenient or easy, but what is correct." This phrase encapsulates the essence of living according to your principles. It is not just about following imposed rules, but about acting according to an internal moral compass that guides you in all situations, big or small. We live in a world where it is easy to stray from our values. The temptations of modern life, from the desire for instant success to the pressure to conform, can lead us to compromise what we truly believe. However, the Stoics understood that true peace and satisfaction come from living a coherent life where our actions reflect our deepest convictions. Imagine you are in a work situation where you are asked to do something that goes against your principles, like lying to close a deal or manipulating information for advantage. In these moments, the temptation to justify a small deviation from your values can be strong. However, living according to your principles means making the tough decision to say no when something is not in line with what you know to be right. While it may seem like you are losing in the short term, you are actually gaining something much more valuable: integrity and self-respect. The Stoics believed that a life without principles inevitably leads to dissatisfaction and regret. When you compromise your values, you distance yourself from your true self. On the other hand, when you act in accordance with your principles, you experience an inner peace that cannot be bought or replaced by external achievements. This is the foundation of true happiness, as you know that, regardless of what happens, you have stayed true to what really matters. Living according to your principles also provides great strength in times of uncertainty. In a world where norms and expectations constantly change, having a clear set of principles offers a firm anchor. While everyone around you might waver, you remain steadfast, not guided by what is popular or convenient, but by what is right. To practice this method, the Stoics suggested daily reflection. Take a moment each night to review your day and ask yourself, did I act today according to my principles? Was I true to my values? This practice allows you to continuously adjust your behavior and ensure that, even in small decisions, you are building a life aligned with what you truly value. Additionally, it is important to identify your core principles. What do you value most? Honesty, justice, compassion? Once you have clarity on these principles, use them as a guide for all your decisions. Always ask yourself, does this action reflect my values? If the answer is no, reconsider your approach. This habit, over time, will transform you into someone who not only talks about values but lives in harmony with them. In a world where it is easy to be swept away by the current, living according to your principles will make you stand out. It will make you someone others can trust, someone who has a clear direction and lives a life of meaning. This consistency is what will put you ahead of the majority, as while others may get lost in the pursuit of the immediate, you will remain true to a path of integrity and purpose. Number 5. Find peace in the present. The fifth Stoic method that can put you ahead of 98% of people is, though simple in concept, profoundly transformative: finding peace in the present. This principle, a true gem of Stoicism, teaches us to fully live in the now, without being trapped by worries about the future or regrets about the past. Marcus Aurelius expressed this idea clearly when he said, "Trust in the present, for it is all you have." This phrase summarizes Stoic wisdom about the importance of focusing on the present moment. For the Stoics, the past is immutable, the future is uncertain, and the only moment we truly possess is the now. And it is precisely in this now that we must find our peace. Think about how often your mind drifts into thoughts about what could happen or what has already happened. It is very common for people to live trapped in these two dimensions, the past and the future, without realizing that life is happening right before them in the present moment. This constant distraction robs us of the joy and serenity we could experience if we simply anchored ourselves in the now. The Stoics understood that true inner peace comes from fully accepting the present as it is. This does not mean resigning ourselves or giving up on our goals, but rather learning to appreciate the here and now without letting anxiety about the future or guilt about the past drag us down. When you focus on the present, you free yourself from the chains of what will happen or what could have been, and allow yourself to live with greater fullness and clarity. How can you apply this method in your daily life? One powerful way is through the practice of mindfulness, which involves being fully present in each action, whether as simple as having a cup of coffee or as complex as leading a work meeting. Instead of letting your mind wander, focus on the moment, the sensations, the sounds, the people around you. This not only enhances your experience but also reduces stress and anxiety, as you are no longer battling an uncertain future or lamenting an irretrievable past. Another Stoic practice is morning and evening reflection. At the start of the day, take a moment to set the intention to live fully in the present. At the end of the day, reflect on how you did, without judgment but with the intention to improve. This habit helps train your mind to continuously return to the present, even when it drifts to unnecessary worries. Finding peace in the present also means accepting what is, rather than constantly fighting against what you cannot change. For example, if you are stuck in traffic, instead of getting frustrated, use this moment to breathe, reflect, or simply appreciate the silence. If you face a challenge at work, focus on what you can do now, rather than worrying about what might go wrong. This approach gives you a significant advantage, as while others are trapped in their minds, you are living and acting in the only moment that truly matters. When you learn to find peace in the present, you become unshakable. Difficulties, changes, and even crises lose the power to drag you into fear or despair. You are anchored in the calm of the now, and this tranquility allows you to make wiser decisions and live with greater joy and purpose. By incorporating this method into your life, you complete a circle of Stoic wisdom that puts you a step ahead of 98% of people. After all, true mastery lies not in controlling the external world, but in mastering your inner world. And when you find peace in the present, you realize that you already have everything you need to live a full and meaningful life. Number 6. Daily gratitude. The sixth Stoic method, which will also put you ahead of 98% of people, is often underestimated for its simplicity: practicing daily gratitude. This habit, deeply rooted in Stoicism, is a powerful tool for changing your perspective and maintaining a positive focus, regardless of circumstances. Seneca said, "It is not the person who has little, but the person who desires more that is poor." This phrase reminds us that true wealth is not measured by the amount of things we have, but by our ability to appreciate what we already possess. Gratitude is the antidote to the constant dissatisfaction that often arises when we compare our lives to others or always wish for more. Imagine starting each day with a pause to reflect on the things you are grateful for. It could be something as simple as your health, a roof over your head, or meaningful relationships in your life. This simple act of gratitude not only centers you but also transforms the way you view the world. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you begin to recognize the abundance already present in your life. In modern culture, it is easy to fall into the trap of never enough. There always seems to be something new to chase, whether it's the latest phone, a better car, or a more prestigious career. However, the Stoics teach us to value what we already have in the present. This focus not only makes you happier but also sets you apart from most people, who are trapped in an endless cycle of wanting more. Gratitude, besides being a foundation for happiness, offers a competitive advantage by keeping the focus on the positive, even in tough times. When you face challenges, instead of lamenting what went wrong, you can find something in the situation to be grateful for. This allows you to maintain calm and move forward with a stronger and more resilient mindset. This shift in focus not only improves your mood, but also helps you make better decisions. How can you incorporate gratitude into your daily routine? A simple and effective method is to keep a gratitude journal. Each morning or evening, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be major achievements. They can be small things, like a pleasant conversation, a good book, or simply being alive and having the opportunity to live another day. Over time, this habit trains your mind to see the positive side of things, even amid adversity. Another valuable Stoic practice is negative visualization. The Stoics would often imagine the loss of the things they valued to reinforce their gratitude for them. For example, thinking about what your life would be like without your health, your family, or your home makes you appreciate even more what you already have. This exercise is not intended to create fear, but to cultivate a deep sense of gratitude for the blessings in your life. In a world where most people are always seeking what they lack, practicing gratitude puts you a step ahead. It allows you to enjoy life more fully as it is, without the constant need to seek more. This focus brings you peace, joy, and a positive mindset, something that many people overlook or underestimate. Number 7. Embrace resilience in adversity. This principle is fundamental in Stoicism because it acknowledges an inevitable truth: we all face challenges. However, what truly matters is how we respond to them. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest proponents of Stoicism, said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This phrase encapsulates the essence of resilience, teaching that obstacles are not merely barriers but opportunities to grow and strengthen. Imagine you are going through a difficult situation, such as losing a job, experiencing a breakup, or facing a failure in an important project. The natural reaction would be to feel defeated, discouraged, or even desperate. But this is where the Stoic mindset comes in. Instead of viewing adversity as an end, Stoics teach us to see it as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. For them, adversity is an inevitable part of life, and rather than resisting it, we should accept it and use it as a tool for our growth. Resilience is not just about withstanding blows, but also about turning them into driving forces to move forward. Each challenge and setback is a lesson in disguise, and it is up to us to extract its wisdom. While many view problems as something to be avoided, Stoics see them as opportunities. Difficulties are not mere obstacles, they are fuel for personal growth. The greater the challenge, the greater the opportunity for development. This approach sets you apart because, while others crumble in the face of difficulties, you move forward with renewed strength. How to practice Stoic resilience? Firstly, it is important to change your perspective on problems. Instead of seeing them as insurmountable obstacles, view them as learning opportunities. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to improve? This simple shift in mindset turns any situation, no matter how difficult, into fertile ground for your personal development. Additionally, Stoics practiced mental preparation through a concept called pre-editatio malorum, or the meditation on evils. This practice involves imagining potential difficulties before they occur, not to worry, but to mentally prepare to face them with calmness and firmness when they arrive. By anticipating challenges, you reduce their emotional impact and train yourself to respond more effectively when they arise. Resilience also involves being flexible and adaptable. Life will not always follow the plan you had in mind, and that is completely normal. Stoics teach us to flow with changes, adapting when necessary and maintaining an attitude of perseverance. This mental flexibility allows you to keep moving forward, even when the path takes unexpected turns. In summary, embracing resilience in adversity not only strengthens you but also differentiates you from most. While many find themselves paralyzed by challenges, you use them as fuel to grow and move forward. The ability to view difficulties as opportunities is a real advantage in a world full of uncertainties. Number 8. Develop self-discipline. The eighth method, though challenging, is absolutely essential: developing self-discipline. This principle is the foundation upon which all other Stoic virtues are built. Without self-discipline, our good intentions remain in the realm of ideas, and our goals become unattainable. Seneca, one of the great masters of Stoicism, wisely summarized this idea: it is not that we cannot succeed, it is that we do not discipline ourselves to achieve it. Self-discipline is not just a matter of willpower, it is an art cultivated through constant practice. It allows you to do what is right, even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. Think about how many times you wanted to do something important, like waking up early, starting a new exercise routine, or working on a relevant project. However, many times, we postpone or abandon these tasks. It is in these moments that self-discipline becomes your greatest ally. While most give up in the face of initial difficulties or distractions, self-discipline gives you the strength to keep going, day after day. Developing self-discipline does not mean depriving yourself of pleasure or living an austere life. On the contrary, it means taking control of your actions and decisions, rather than being controlled by momentary impulses or desires. Stoics knew that to achieve something truly significant, one must act with consistency, even when lacking motivation. This is the true secret to staying ahead, acting according to your values and goals, regardless of circumstances. How to develop self-discipline. Stoics believed in starting slow. It is not about making radical changes overnight, but about building positive habits, one at a time. If you want to improve your health, for example, you might start with a daily walk. If you want to read more, set a specific time each day for it. The key is consistency. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. A useful Stoic practice is daily reflection. Set aside a moment each day to reflect on your actions. Have you stayed true to your principles? Have you made progress toward your goals? This reflection allows you to adjust your actions and provides motivation to keep going. It's a constant reminder that self-discipline is not something achieved once and for all, but a continuous path of personal improvement. Self-discipline also involves the ability to say no to things that divert you from your goals, even when they are tempting. We live in an era of constant distractions, where it is easy to spend hours on social media, binge-watch endless series, or procrastinate. Stoics teach us to prioritize what truly matters. Every time you choose the right action over the easier one, you are strengthening your self-discipline. And this ability sets you apart from the majority. In summary, developing self-discipline allows you to overcome the obstacles between you and your goals. It gives you the strength to keep going when others give up and places you in a position of advantage in a world where many seek instant gratification rather than long-term progress. While others remain stuck in inertia, you continue moving forward, step by step, toward a fuller and more meaningful life. Incorporate Stoic teachings into your daily life. Now that you understand the importance of self-discipline, I encourage you to explore the transformative power of these Stoic teachings in your daily life. Each new day is an opportunity to connect with your deepest values and steer your life toward a more authentic and fulfilling existence. If you've made it this far, congratulations. It shows your genuine desire to improve as a person. If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment below. If you're unsure what to comment, write gratitude, so I know you watched until the end. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe now and join us. Stoicism is full of valuable and applicable teachings for our daily lives, and I encourage you to keep learning about this transformative philosophy. Here are 2 videos full of Stoic wisdom for you to continue your learning journey. Until next time.